getting that call recently to change everything, quit your job, move, leave the relationship, change your hair, change your wardrobe, like all of that, then you're not alone. So many people here, humans here on Earth, are going through this shift right now where we're starting to move into the new Earth, right? And we're starting to wake up to the possibility that we can have the life that we want. But I think that there's still that part of us that is very conditioned in the old ways of thinking, the limiting beliefs, the blocks, the things that have been so ingrained in us, saying you can't have that life, that's impossible. But if it's something you're dreaming of and desiring from your heart, then it's possible and it's for you. And so I think that that is something that I really started to ponder myself. I was like, okay, I've been dreaming of moving to Europe from America, from California, for years and years and years. I was not happy in my job, not happy in my relationship, not like just kind of half living in everything else and convincing myself that I was happy. I think that there is so much benefit to positive thinking. Like, we should always turn to the positive. That helps with allowing our desired outcomes come into physical manifestation. But you also have to acknowledge where you're living out of alignment. And so convincing yourself, like, this is great, this is great, this is great, like I did for so many years, that's not going to lead to a life of joy and fulfillment. What will is following your heart and trusting and getting to a place where you can believe that it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to take a ton of time. It is whatever you choose it to be. And it is like a muscle. Like, you really do have to practice not letting these limiting beliefs come into your sphere as you choose the new path, but it's completely possible. And so for years I tried in those unhappy situations to be 1 foot in, 1 foot out with the things that I wanted. Like, I would try to start the businesses and all the other projects and everything that I wanted in my life, even healing. Like, I wanted so badly to heal from a chronic illness, but you can't in the environment that got you sick. You can't have these new frequency things when you're still living in the old frequency. And so I've had a lot of people and friends kind of laugh at this, and I do get that it's funny, it's odd, but I'm the kind of person who, when I get an idea, I'm usually all in, like both feet in. Like, if I want to try a new meal delivery service, I'm both feet in. If I'm like ready to move to a new country, I'm selling everything and I'm going. And so I did that. I sold everything in California, all my belongings, because I was like, my heart says go live in Europe, go be in Europe. And I knew that my old belongings held the frequency of my old life. And I was like, no, I'm taking advantage of this new frequency, new earth, and I'm going to just trust it. And what's funny, when I quit my job of almost 5 years, I was so afraid to do it for 5 years. So that's why I was trying to build other things for so long and get other opportunities for so long. But for some reason, even though I have 2 majors and a minor, I have multiple certifications in health and nutrition, that was the field I was in, I just could not get another job. But I think that that was my gift, because it was the universe saying, like, you don't even want another job. Like, why are you trying to get these things and build these things that you don't even want? And so then when it got to the place where the job was requiring that I start to come into the office every single day and drive to LA, which would be 6 hours round trip once a week, I was just surrounded by a lot of toxicity, like sexual, like not assault, but like, it was just a very unhealthy environment. And what is the word that I'm looking for? It was inappropriate. Just there were inappropriate messages from multiple people. It was not a good place. And so I was like, I choose me. I was like, I don't have another job lined up. I don't have a plan lined up, but I choose me, and I'm going to quit. And so I did. And what happened was incredible. Like, for almost 5 years, I could not get another job. And then within 2 days, I quit this job, and then I have a friend messaging me about their friend's job opportunity working on a yacht in Mexico. And although that was like my old field of work, it was incredible to see how opportunities open up right away. But the other thing to that is when we leave the very obvious thing that's not for us, maybe it's toxic or whatever, not aligned with our highest good or our most optimal self, then all these other things will come in to kind of see where you're at in your energy. So I left that job, and then I get another job opportunity in the same exact places that I lived in on my other boat before this job of 5 years. And that boat that I was on before this job was like where I became chronically ill from toxic mold. It was a whole different type of lesson over lesson over lesson. So I leave the 5-year job, and then I get an opportunity to go pretty much do exactly what I was doing before. And I'm not going to say I failed that test, but I don't think I passed it completely because I did accept it. It did end up being very similar to the job before. You know, it was moldy, it was all these things. And so I was like, oh, I don't want this anymore. So I stopped with that, and then I started getting other job opportunities. One was really similar to the 5-year job, and although I liked the owner of that company and she was like very kind to me, reaching out to me and saying, come work for me, I was like, no. And she's really self-aware, and I was like, my heart is telling me that even though I don't have anything else lined up, it's something else. And then I had another person reach out, which was like this older man who was just kind of like in the job interview, like staring at my chest and just like not appreciating me. And it was very uncomfortable. And old me would have been like, I don't have a job. I need to take anything that's available to me right now. But I just said, no, I'm going to follow my heart. My heart wants to do something else. And then I got to a place where I'm like, okay, well, what does my heart want to do? And it's like, well, the thing is, I've always wanted to move to a new country and live in a new country. And so then I come here, and it's like every time you follow that calling, doors open up, and the life that you're meant to be living is going to be with ease. Like you should flow through it. If you're feeling a ton of resistance where you are, and you're feeling uncomfortable, you're feeling like, like you have to like go against your heart and accept these opportunities or these people because you don't see another opportunity. It's just, that's not how it works. If you trust fall into what your heart is asking you to do, then everything else is going to become so much easier and enjoyable and abundant. And so everything that you want, joy, health, abundance, it's available to you when you take this path that is not already walked. Maybe the footprints aren't there. Maybe no one has done it, and that's why it's so hard, because you don't see the path that is in front of you. But that is the one for you. You're meant to be the pioneer in your own soul's mission here on earth. And so I know it can be so scary, but you're not alone, because there's so many other people who are choosing this right now, and it's completely possible for you. And so what I've been talking about recently is the concepts from the book Transurfing, and it's when you choose your desired outcome, you choose the life that you want, all you have to do from there, because in the quantum field, everything's happening right now, infinite possibilities. So that means there's the version of you who has everything that she or he wants. And there's the version of you who's staying in this old way of living, this old paradigm, this unhappy, stuck, working for someone else, or in a bad, unhealthy relationship, or maybe chronically ill, or whatever it is. And so then there's versions all in between and beyond that. And so You choose this life that you want. And then all you have to do is trust that you're going there. And by trust, I mean let go of resistance. You can't be like, why isn't it happening? When is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? That's not going to get you there. That's going to create all this resistance. Or even you can't even be like, I really, really want this. I really, really want this. That's not how it's going to work either, because that's creating more resistance. That's putting it on a pedestal, putting it above you, when nothing that you want is above you. And that is all about self-worth. If you have self-worth and you know that you're worthy of all the things that you desire, then you are an equal match for those things. And so you have to get to that place and go deep. Say, okay, what part of me doesn't think that they're enough for this? And sit with that part of you. Do whatever kind of healing work that you need to do with that version of you. Maybe it's EFT tapping, maybe it's shadow work, inner child work, whatever it is. Just find how you can let go of those old stories and know that those old stories are going to continue to show up as you choose this new timeline. They're going to show up. They're going to look like thought patterns, disbelief, doubt, fear, all the old things that you used to believe were you and true. It's going to look like other people mirroring those things to you, coming to you with their fear and doubt and concerns and all those things in you. But you got to understand that those are all the balancing forces trying to keep you in this timeline. But if you want to be free, you have to trust and know that you can have this life in this chosen timeline. And so what your job is to stay present, to stay calm, to stay knowing, to not give anything importance, because you know that you are worthy of everything that you desire. And just allow yourself to be present as you move into it, and choose the things that your heart wants. Choose everything that your heart wants. Does your heart want to rest? Does your heart want to take a bath in the middle of the day? Does your heart want to eat the treat that you have been denying yourself? What I've noticed, which is just like so interesting. I was living in California before I moved here to Europe to travel and look for a place to call home, and I was doing all the right things. I was much more aligned than I was a few years ago in the unhealthy relationship, but I was even still in a house where I couldn't fully be myself. Even though I loved the girls I was living with, I couldn't fully be myself because of different religious beliefs and spiritual beliefs and things like that. And I was trying so hard to make it the best thing ever, because the house was beautiful. It had the view that I had been visualizing for years of the ocean. I was like, this must be it, but it wasn't completely it yet. And so I was holding on to an extra layer of weight. I was 20 or 30 pounds more than I'm used to, even though some of that was muscle, because I was also working out every single day. So I was like, why am I not lean and seeing the results of what I am putting the work in for? And it was because I was just still holding on to so much unworthiness, unworthiness in the form of me not allowing myself to be myself, not thinking that was enough, that I had to be someone else in order to be loved and accepted, and to have this life that I thought I wanted, to have this home that I thought that I wanted. But that's not it. It's it when you're able to be fully in your authenticity, fully yourself. And you might have these things that kind of confuse you and make you think I'm here, but if you still have those patterns of you not being in your full authenticity, you're not there yet. And so when I finally moved here, I stopped going to the gym every day because I don't have a gym to go to. I stopped working out every day. Now I just walk and I do yoga and I go on occasional runs. And I think I've lost probably 30 or 40 pounds. I'm looking in the mirror and I see maybe not 40, but probably 30 pounds. And I see my shape come back. The inflammation is gone, the weight is gone, because I let go of everything. I let go of the frequencies of my belongings that reminded me of old relationships and old dynamics. I let go of, what the life that I was holding so dearly, so tight onto, because I was there's something else for me. And as you follow your heart, follow your path, you're just naturally going to start to feel better, naturally going to be in your most optimal body and health and mind and spirit, and things are going to open the door for you, or the doors are going to open for you so much quicker. So I hope that this message resonated. I hope that you found something in it that is for you. If you're getting that call to change things, to take the leap, do it. I mean, you have to do it if it feels right for you, but follow your heart. Don't look to other people for the answers. That's the last thing I'm going to leave you with, is don't look to other people for the answers. If you have the idea, don't, like, I love my family and I love my friends, but after I made this decision on my own to move here to Europe and do this whole travel thing, I did it. I was like, I'm not going to tell anybody for a while. I'm going to do this for me. And then once I started telling people, you know, the people I thought that would be so excited for me had their doubts. And then some people who I didn't know how they would react supported it. People have so many opinions based off of their own life experiences. And so they're not going to be able to tell you what you should do. You already know. You already know. I had a therapist friend keep telling me for the years and years and years that I was with this ex-boyfriend, you should stay. Like, you should stay. You should see their side. You should, like, you know, she kept trying to make it work for me, even though I knew that I was not meant to be with him anymore. And I ended up staying with him for much longer than I don't want to say should have, because it ended up being exactly how it should be. I have the most perfect dog now, everything, I'm happy. But if that were to happen again, I would have now the strength and the understanding to know to follow my heart and to not ask someone else if I should stay, because you know. And it really just comes down to having the courage and the trust in yourself to make the change. And so thank you for being here, for watching this video, for connecting with me on this level. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. I just started sharing videos every day about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I'm so happy to be here with you on this platform. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.